Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am excited to be sharing with you today my favorite rose gold beauty products. And I am so excited because this video is in collaboration with my friend Aileen over at ATHR Beauty. Aileen and I have been talking about doing another collab together for a very long time. I actually think, gosh, I'm gonna have to look, but I think that the last collab we did together was the no brushes challenge, or like the all fingers challenge. Is that right? There might have been one in there, but if I can find any other collabs that we did, I will make sure to have them linked down in the description box. But we thought that this video would be the perfect video to jump in on because we do both have a lot of rose gold goodies and we wanted to pick out our faves and share them with all of you. Now, if you haven't gone over to see Aileen, please go check out her channel. She is hilarious. She's so funny and down to earth and real, and you know that that is something that I always love. And she definitely tiptoes more into the world of luxury beauty than I do. So if you love yourself a good luxury moment, you'll want to make sure to check out her favorites. So I will make sure to have her channel linked down below. If I get her video link before I head out on my trip, I will make sure to have her video link, but I will for sure have her channel link down below. I truly love Aileen. She is just such a wonderful person, and it's meeting people like her while doing this whole crazy YouTube makeup lover scene that really makes it worthwhile. So please go check her out if you haven't. But I am going to go ahead and dive into my favorites because we do have quite a bit here. And if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So we're gonna get into this. I am wearing some of these on my face. Actually, you know, everything I have on my face is here in this video, but I also have some others because I couldn't just pick out one in every category. Who do you think I am? So we're gonna get into this right now. I can't wait to share with you my rose gold favorites. Okay, I think we'll go in the order of makeup application for this video. I think that'll help me keep organized. I got a lot here. I do also have a couple non-makeup but still what I consider beauty items in here. So I'm gonna share those at the end. Oh, I do also wanna say that this, I don't know if this is necessarily rose gold, but it's pretty darn close. This is one of the velour hoodies from Fabletics, and I am that person that when I find something that I love and I think that I have a friend that would love it as well, it's always like, ooh, I'm gonna gift that to that person. And that's what I did with this hoodie for Aileen's birthday, but I do love this velour hoodie. Now, this is the third velour hoodie that I've gotten from Fabletics. It's super cozy. They did have some matching pants. I actually have the matching sports bra as well, and I really enjoy that. It's sort of in that like more champagne-y, taupey, rosy moment, but it's close enough for me and I do love it. So if I can still find that, I will have that link down below as well. At any rate, let's go ahead and start out with some blush. So I have two blush and highlighter duos that I'm gonna share with you for that sort of rose gold vibe. So this first one is from Wayne Goss, and this is the Desert Blossom palette. This is one of the products from his most recent Weightless Veil blush launches. So you have the shade Nectar and Petal. So I just think that this highlighter really has this beautiful, like slightly rose gold hue. The blush is beautiful as well. Now, this duo is definitely meant for, I would say, a lighter skin tone. It's not what I chose to wear today because I do feel like I've got a little bit of color. You know, I've been putting the tan on to try to get ready for vacay. And so I've got a little bit more color than I usually would this time of year, but here you can see it's mostly the highlight in here that I think that really has that beautiful like rose gold shift. And sometimes for lighter skin, it's hard to get a rose gold that isn't too pink, because to me, okay, I should probably have started out the video with this. I think rose gold, especially as a hairdresser, I think rose gold is one of those things that everyone has a different opinion on what it actually is. To me, rose gold is a slightly warm neutral pink. You know, it's like a little bit gold, it's a little bit rosy, it's got that like kiss of champagne in it, but it's not too pink. And it's definitely not that like red violet like a violety rosy shade either. But I do know some people who think like more violety rose is rose gold, which to me it's not. It has to be gold. It has to have gold, which means it's got to be a little warm. At any rate, that's exactly why I think that this highlight works well, because sometimes when you get a lighter shade of a rose gold, it leans way too pink, and that's not what I want. If I want a pink highlight, I'll just do a pink highlight. This is just so soft and flattering on the skin. So I do like the blush as well. Again, it's a very light blush. You can build it up a bit, but it's going to be one that's more for a lighter skin tone. So I'm going to show you the other duo I have, which is similar, but really could go on a bit deeper skin, and it's what I chose to wear today. So this one, and it is still available, this is from the original House Laboratories brand. I will make sure to have the link to this one linked on from Amazon. So this is the Flirt and Fling duo. So you can see here, it's actually got a very similar tone, the highlight does anyway, to the last duo from Wayne Goss, but the blush is a little bit deeper, a little warmer. Well, it's quite a bit deeper, but it's more warm. It's sort of like a rosy cinnamon shade, and I think it's super flattering with this highlight. So I'm going to swatch these, and I'm actually going to do it reverse so that those two highlights end up right next to each other. Oh, this highlight and blush duo is so gorgeous. I wanted to make sure that this was still available because I loved this, and I will say the formula of this duo is gorgeous. A lot of people are kind of like, over the packaging. I think it's cute. It is cardboard, but you know, I think it's like $26 for the set. So for $13 for a blush and $13 for a highlight, I think that's pretty good. So here you can see I have done the, this is the Head Rush duo. So this is Flirt and this is Fling. So can you see how the highlight is just a bit warmer? It's almost leaning a little bit into that like peachy rose gold, but it has enough tone to it that it's not going to look too frosty on someone with a little bit deeper skin. It definitely has that, you know, just enough to it that I think it would still be flattering. Well, you can see here, it's what I put on my cheeks, and I like that glow. Now you could really build this up. Actually, when I first put it on, I will have to see if I have the footage, but like my first swipe on this side, it was like, okay, and then I could like blend it in to make it a little bit softer. This is also what I have on as my brow bone highlight and a little bit of inner corner highlight. So you do have the option to blend this out and make it really soft, or you could get a very, very like blinding highlight, and I do really love this. And the formula is just gorgeous. Like these both have a very velvety, finely milled feel to them. And I love that the highlight isn't powdery. It almost has that like more like silky feel. I don't wear a lot of powder highlight, but if I do, I want it to have almost that like lightly creamy feel. And both of these are just gorgeous formulas, but you know, it's kind of like, do you want something a little bit lighter or a little bit deeper? And I love them both. Okay, before we move into that world of cream products, like I said, I wear a lot of cream highlight if I do choose to wear a highlight. I did go ahead and pick out a couple powder highlights that I really love. This is one that I actually like hunted for, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna put this in my Shop My Stash tower right here on my vanity. If you didn't know, I have this like little like Shop My Stash area where I put in some things. Usually seasonally I rotate through them to kind of like bring out things that are in my collection that maybe haven't been seeing any love, and this is one of them. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Rose Gold. Now this highlight is even more rosy and deeper than the one from that House Laboratories, but of course this has that beautiful formula that Becca was known for. This one is lovely. It is leaning on that like peachier side of rose gold, but I like that because it has that bit of warmth to it, and as someone who has neutral leaning warm skin, it's just really flattering. This also makes a beautiful eyeshadow, so that might be something that I also pull it out for, is to wear as an eyeshadow. Now the other product that I pulled out is one of the Pat McGrath highlights. Sorry, I maybe should have like rubbed off all the fingerprints on these before I got in, but who has time for that? So this is the Sublime Skin Highlighter in Lunar Nude. Now, I really lucked out on this one because I personally feel like Pat, on her promo shots, they are just so skewed from the way that they actually look. Tell me down in the comments below if you think I'm wrong, but I feel like, especially with the highlights, sometimes the promo photos look nude and they end up being more pink. Sometimes they look pink and they aren't that pink. This one I really lucked out with, and I waited and got it for a really good price in one of the sales. So this shade to me is more on that rosy side of like champagne. Like, I don't consider this absolutely nude. I do definitely consider this on the rose gold side. Sorry, it's probably hard to see on my skin tone, but hopefully you're able to like pick that up. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful highlight. I'm glad I got it on sale. I don't know necessarily that I would have sprung for it at full price, but I was definitely glad to get this one on sale. I'm pretty sure I got it on sale. Maybe that's my brain just trying to like buffer the pricing a little bit, because I think I have two Pat McGrath highlights, and I think one I got on sale and one I didn't. But regardless, I love this one, so even if I did get it at full price, it's fine. So this is really, you know, like what I go for if I'm going to do a powder highlight. Again, that really nice, like finely milled formula, something that's gonna buff into the skin really nicely. I don't like, I used to love like that like mega watt highlight, but now I like something that I have the choice to wear it like that, maybe on the inner corner or on my Cupid's bow, but on the cheeks, I want to be able to like really buff it into the skin and make it melt a little bit. So both of these give you that option. Of course, you can't get this one anymore. The other one is probably not available anymore either, but anything else that I am talking about that I can find, I will have it linked down below in case you love rose gold as much as I do. Okay, shall we move into some creams? I'm excited. All right, I have 3 cream highlights to show you. I probably could have pulled out more. Rose gold highlight, rose gold liquid, or cream highlight is something that I have a very hard time not buying. Right now, I'm really trying to like stop because I really need to use up some of these creams, but I do have 3 that I'm gonna show you here. I would say that the top one is probably my favorite. This is the Rare Beauty, what do they call these? Liquid luminizers. This is the shade Transcend. So to me, this is really a nice little mix of the next 2 that I have here, because you can see it's not overly light and pearly. It does have some nice warmth to it, but it's not as like coppery. That's the other thing. I think sometimes rose gold leans into copper. And so this to me is just like a nice little combo of the 2 of them. Should I just like see if I can take a bit of this? Let's go ahead and add. Should we add a little bit? Ooh, I hope I don't like regret this. It's gonna be quite highlighty, but let's go ahead and pop a little bit of this one on the cheeks right now. I'm just gonna use my finger and we'll just go over. So this is definitely a very like beaming highlight if you don't use a little bit. If you've ever used the Rare Beauty liquid blushes, you know how pigmented and like concentrated those are. I would say that the highlight is the same way. So I either like to blend a little bit into my hand and then pop it onto the cheeks with my finger, or go through on a damp beauty sponge. That really helps as well. So you can see here, I'm just adding a little bit more wet glow, but it's not too much. But if I just went in like hard, like with a brush, it would get quite glowy. So I do really like this one. Now the other 2 are actually the Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wands from Charlotte Tilbury, and I love them. However, I do have to say, I think that Pillow Talk to me is almost more of like a pearl champagne, and the medium Pillow Talk is like a little bit more coppery. So I feel like the ideal is almost to like mix the 2 together. Let me see if I can like do that. But then when I do that, I feel like it's just like a slightly darker, warmer version of Transcend. So, you know, you got options here. But I will say that these, for me, especially the darker one, it's definitely more of a blush moment. It really is more like of a glowy blush, unless it's like the dead of summer and I am tan. But these are a little bit softer. They blend into the skin. I don't want to say the formula is better like in that way as far as blendability, but they're just softer than this one can be. So you just have to be careful. So it just depends on what you like. But if you really like a beaming highlight, you can get that with this. I usually try not to. As you can see, like I feel like this is still very like subtle glow. Maybe not subtle. We've gone up one step from subtle, but it's still a wearable, like softer glow. We're gonna go with that. So these are my favorites. I think that a liquid rose gold cheek is just so beautiful. I think it just really gives off that like romantic vibe. I think that it's also something that is flattering on most skin tones, whether you are very light or you are very deep. I think if you get the right rose gold tone, it can look gorgeous, and it's not too pink, it's not too gold. So, you know, it just toes that line really beautifully. So I love it, and I'm excited to share these ones with you. If you have a rose gold highlight that you love, drop it in the comments for me. Not that I really need to be getting anything right now, but I'm always open to putting things on my wish list. Okay, we are gonna go a little bit out of order. Rose gold. Kind of. We're gonna go a little bit out of order because Jeremy just got home, my fiance, from a partial part of his snow removal. We just got, he thought like 7 inches of snow. So he's been out since 3:30 this morning doing snow removal. And of course I had to give him a little love. So now I feel like my lips are like worn off. So I figured now would be a good time to talk to you about the lips because I can talk to you about what I was just wearing, and now I'm actually gonna top something else over the top. Okay, so what I was just wearing before was this lip gloss from Sigma. This is actually one of the minis. This is the shade Corda Rosa. Of course, Sigma is known for their Corda Rosa line. It started out with the blush, and then I think they went to the eyeshadow, and then they went to this lip gloss. Wow, I am just realizing that my hands are in need of some moisture. Really, really bad. So I got this little mini in a set, in the Rendezvous set, which I'll be showing you another item from in just a moment. I'll be curious if Aileen has anything, because I know that she got this little set as well. But anyway, so this is the shade that I was just wearing on my lips. It is definitely a rose gold gloss. It does lean a little bit on the lighter side, so I feel like if you have very dark pigmented lips, it might look a little like frosty, you know what I'm saying? But what I wanna put on is this one. This is it's kind of rose goldy. It's also maybe cheating just a little bit, but I do love this one. This does have a little bit more of a peachy tint to it, but I think that this is really good for people with very pigmented lips. This is the shade The Bigger the Hoops. It is one of the lip injection lip glosses from Too Faced. So I'm gonna just pop this on really quick. So this does have that little bit of like cinnamon tingle to it, but it's not like overly too much. It's handleable. Is that a word? So this I really like. I do find that it does give me a bit more full looking lips, whether that's from a little bit of plumping or if it's just because it's so juicy looking and it has such dimension, because it does have like a little, almost like very slight multi-chromatic shimmer to it. I doubt that this is going to be picked up. It looks more peachy in the tube because it's so concentrated, but on the lips, it really like translates more rose gold. The other one, and I've talked about this on my channel before, and it is still available, is the La Luce lip gloss in the shade Granita from House Laboratories. Again, this is the original brand. Let's see if I can get that. This is gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. So this one though, it does have a bit of sparkle in it. So if you aren't down for that, this might not be for you. If you want something that sort of has a bit of that effect, but in a more subtle way, then I would definitely go with the Too Faced shade, The Bigger the Hoops. So you can see here, I mean, maybe you can even see that. Like it does have that reflect to it. They're all very, very pretty though. I love these so much. So stunning. They're all super fun. I think it goes kind of like from subtle into wha-bam here. So that's what I have on my lips. I did just whack on a little bit of lip liner under it. What did I have? Boldly Bare from MAC. All right, now let's jump a little higher on the face again. We're gonna go into eyeshadow. So first I'm gonna share with you what is on my lids today, and that is one of the Sydney Grace cream shadows. If you know, you know. You know that I love these. So this is the shade Starstruck. Now this is one of their newer shades, and they had a launch that they did where some of these shades had a bit of a sparkle included in them. So it does have a bit more texture to it. This is not, there's one shade from that set that I really don't care for because it was very chunky on the lids. This one isn't quite so bad, but I do love the color of it. I think it's this beautiful, like light champagne-y rose gold. I also here have the shade Warm Glow, which is definitely leaning more into that pinky tone. But for those of you that maybe don't know about the Sydney Grace cream shadows, I wanted to be able to feature another shade just to show you here. So, oh, they're so pretty. Okay, so let me just wait for that. There we go. So the top shade is the shade Warm Glow, and no, it's not. The top shade is the shade Starstruck. That's the one that's on my lids. And then the one below it is Warm Glow, and that's a little bit more pinky. Like if I pull it back here, maybe you can see it's definitely more on the side of rosy and not rose gold. Ooh, I wonder you could mix them though. But hopefully you can see that this does have a little bit of like a silver sparkle to it. The nice thing about this though is it does give you a little extra razzle dazzle on the eyelid, but that glitter does not fall throughout the day. Like if you're not like rubbing your eyes, the glitter does not fall at all. I love these Sydney Grace shadows. They stay on all day. This formula down here is more of that like very smooth shimmer, very smooth, like metallic, you know what I mean? So the one that I'm wearing today, if you have very textured eyelids, it might not be the one for you because you do have just a little bit of that enhanced texture just because of the sparkle in there, but it is very beautiful. So they have many other colors that I truly adore, but this is what I put on after I put on my mattes, and that's in a palette that I will be showing you in just a moment. But I have to share these. I love them so much. Okay, I am going to be also, by the way, sharing with you a few single eyeshadows, but before we do that, let's talk about the two palettes in my collection that I really enjoy in the rose gold family. So this is one from Sigma. This is from that Rendezvous collection. I think they actually called it the Rendezvous eyeshadow palette. First of all, y'all, this packaging, like, so cute. I got this in a pack with like a 3-pack of those lip glosses and then a blush duo. And the blush duo is very pretty as well. It comes in this type of packaging. Now, I had never tried Sigma eyeshadows before this. I have used Sigma brushes for a really long time, like back when they were all the rage on YouTube. I had gotten some. I do really enjoy them. They're not necessarily my favorite synthetic brush anymore, just because of, like, I think they have some really great shapes, but I just have some others as far as like the hairs that I prefer. But I had not done a lot of the Sigma makeup, and so I was excited to get this little set of eyeshadows, and it is stunning, y'all. Like, oh, so pretty. So this shade in here, I think you have like a light champagne-y rose gold, and then you have like a shade that's almost like a deeper rose gold. So Moonshine and Campfire. These are so pretty. I don't think they make this eyeshadow palette anymore, but you could perhaps find it on Mercari. It's very stunning, and you do have some really nice mattes in here, so that is beautiful. It's not what I'm wearing today, but this little set is so nice. Like, just to travel with, you could get some beautiful eye looks out of it in just one tiny little palette. So I really do enjoy it, and an A++ on the packaging. All right, the other eyeshadow palette that I have to share with you is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 palette. This definitely has those rosy vibes, but it does have a couple rose gold shades in here. And I just love this. I love the fact that it combines some cream shadows with some powder shadows. You have beautiful shimmers, and the mattes are just stunning. I have these two shades right here. That is what I popped on in my crease today, and they just blend so beautifully. Now, there are two shades in here that I think kind of like hit in that rose gold family, and I'm just gonna like swatch them right here. So these do have names, but like on the back of the palette, whoever like actually looks at that, if it's not inside the palette, I'm never gonna like look at it. So you have this slightly shifty, I would say more like a duochrome on the bottom, and then the top shade that is more like pinky rosy. Now these definitely have a bit more texture to them. Like, I mean, they're a beautiful metallic, but they do have micro glitter in them, so you do get a little extra sparkle on the lid, and I do really like these. I love this palette. I mean, you can tell I've used it quite a bit because it looks a little bit beat up. Of course, the pink, like, reflective packaging is lovely. It gets dirty really quick, but it is lovely, and I do love the quality inside that palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave these on just to show you, in comparison, the single shades that I am gonna share with you from my vast singles collection. I have 4 shades in my little collection here that I'm going to share with you. Now, this first one, I'm going to get out of the way right away because I want to swatch it next to one of these others. And this is honestly, like, this one makes me so happy. I know I will be panning this shade at some point. This is definitely one of my top 10 eyeshadows in my collection. This is Tucana from Divina, and she is just so cute. This actually is a much shiftier, shinier version of the one that's in the Major Dimension 2 palette. So this is like rose gold because it leans from gold into rose. You know, it's like got that beautiful, shifty, multi-dimensional look. So stunning. You can see it right here. So it's on the bottom there. So you can just see it has a little more wham bam. I just turned down my center light a little bit so that you can see these a little bit more. I mean, look how pretty that is. This is definitely for the rose gold lover who likes a little bit of shift and sparkle. This isn't your traditional like pretty princess rose gold. It's a little bit more fun, but I do really love it. So now we also have 2 other shades. This is the shade Blushed from Sydney Grace, and this shadow is just stunning. It is definitely, oh, it's definitely in my top 10 of my Sydney Grace shades. Sydney Grace, like, their shimmers or metallics, if you want to call them that, they are like so stunning. They just have this beautiful creaminess to them. I mean, that to me is the epitome of like a deeper rose gold shade. It's beautiful, it's super saturated, it's super creamy. I love it so much. Now we're gonna go into one that's a little bit more of that like reflective metallic, and this is Palladium from Terra Moon. So this is more of like a molten, slightly taupey rose gold. You'll see here once I get it on my arm that it definitely leans a little bit cooler, but not cool in like an overly like Barbie pink way, more in that slightly taupey way. So can you see that there? But it definitely, like, this kind of goes with like my shirt. It has that like almost like taupey champagne rose gold to it. So I love that one as well. Now the last one, you had to know that I was going to include this in here. This is my shade that I did in collaboration with Pretties for Your Face. This is the shade Lovelies. Now Lovelies leans just a little bit more on the peachy side. It is a little bit warmer, but it does just really have such a stunning, beautiful texture to it. I really, you know, when I was talking about formulating this tone, I was like, the most important thing to me is that it's smooth and that it's not like overly flaky. I'm not really into flaky shadows. And sometimes the more sparkly they get, the more like flaky they can get. So I definitely didn't want that. I'm just swatching it here dry for you, but I do usually wear it wet. But it's just such a stunner. I actually think that this would make a really pretty like blush topper too. Ooh, I'm gonna have to try that sometime. So these are all of my favorite rose golds. I will go ahead and give you a zoomed in look just so you can see these a little bit closer. All right, these are the two from the Major Dimension palette, the Major Dimension 2 palette, and then this is Tucana from Divina. So you can see it has a lot more like molten look to it. Hopefully I can catch some of the shift of this one. I kind of swatched them awkwardly. And then this is Blushed from Sydney Grace. We have Palladium from Terra Moons, and then Lovelies from Pretties for Your Face. So definitely, like, they all have a little bit of a different vibe, but still in that rose gold family, in my opinion. All right, so now let's get into some non-makeup favorites. Now, I will tell you, one of the things that I have been on the hunt for in the last couple years is the perfect rose gold glittery nail polish, and I think I found it. So here I have the shade from Kiara Sky in Gleam Big. Now this one is a gel polish, but they do also make it in a standard nail lacquer. They do also make it in a dip powder, which I also have. So I do get dipped powder done on my nails. I used to actually do nails as part of my job as a cosmetologist, but I don't do that anymore. I just focus on hair and makeup. And I was just like on the hunt. I'm like, I just want something that is like, it's not champagne, but it's not pink. It's like really that, like maybe on the pinkier side of rose gold, but that beautiful sparkle. And I finally found it here. So I'm gonna see if I can like get this to show here. So hopefully you can see that there. I mean, isn't that just like the perfect rose gold shade? Ooh, it's about to drip. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys back out. Hi, welcome very, very close to my face. So I just wanted to show you because I love this tone. And if you're like me and you're like loving the rose gold, now this is quite the sparkly shade, but I've done it as just like a French tip. I've done it like in like a little like ombre moment. I've done it all over a nail as an accent nail. It's so cute. It's so pretty. I'm still looking for like the very perfect, just metallic rose gold. Because again, that's one that I just feel like it's either too pink or like too gold or like too copper. I don't know. But this one is my dream polish as far as the sparkle, as far as like a glitter. So this is one that I would recommend if you love a little sparkle moment in your life. Okay, two more things, and they're both necklaces and they're both from the same company, but I had to share how much I'm loving my Abbott Lion jewelry pieces. So this necklace that I have on today, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Maybe I will zoom you in again here. So this is a very fine, delicate, I did share these in a haul video recently, but this is just this very delicate, it's got these like little beads or, you know, circles, whatever you want to call them. I love this one. While you're zoomed in here, I'll also show you this other one. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. This is my initial choker. So obviously it's got a KR here and it does sit a little bit lower. So this is like, it sits just a bit above where this is. Like to me, I mean, I'm a 90s kid, right? So chokers were like up higher. Now I do also have a smaller neck, so I pretty much wear this as tight as it can go. But I do also have like a smaller neck. So I kind of thought it was gonna like be a little higher, but it does lay like just kind of like right at above the bone here. Is that your clavicle? I'm pretty sure. So I do really love this. I have worn this day in and day out a lot of times, and these are a waterproof jewelry piece. So I do plan on taking a couple of my Abbott Lion pieces. This one for sure. I put this on and I'm like, maybe I am just gonna take this one. Maybe I will just take this and wear it when I'm on vacation. I know that like in the hot tub or if I take a dip in the pool or whatever, it should be fine. I have a chain from them that I wore. If you see on my Instagram, there's a period of time where I'm wearing the same necklace in like all my photos. I wore it straight for 2 weeks in the shower, like we went to the hot tub, like all of those things, and it was fine. So these are very nice pieces. They aren't priced at like Target jewelry prices, but they also aren't like hundreds of dollars. So I find that this is a good happy medium. You can usually find some good sales. I think right now as I'm filming this video, they're 2 for 1. So like 50% off, right? Or like buy one, get one free. So I would definitely wait for a good sale, but I will have them linked down below if you do want to check them out. I love them so much. I've just had such good luck with these. I am interested in picking up more pieces down the road. I'm trying to stop for now, y'all. But I, at this point, have like 5 necklaces from them and they've all just held up really well. Okay, I'm actually gonna share one more thing because I just saw it sitting here because I shared it in another video, or maybe I like took down my hair when I was sitting here. I don't know, but these are the Kristen S French hairpins. So these are in a rose gold shade and you can get these from Ulta. That's where I got them. So if you have long hair and you enjoy putting your hair up in a French twist, in a bun, anything like that, these work really well. You just essentially have to think of them as like big bobby pins or almost like chopsticks. I can just pop my hair up in a bun, kind of like crisscross these and pop them in and they stay. And they're cute, so it's okay if you can see them. So it's a really nice way to be able to secure your hair. It does also mean that you're less likely to get a kink from a ponytail. Your hair, you know, if you twist it really tight, it's still gonna have that like twisted formation in it, but it won't have the like crease where a hairband would be, because you could just like pile it up, twist it, pop in these pins, and it's really nice. So these I think were like around 10 bucks, so definitely worth it. I'm actually considering getting the gold ones as well, and I think I'm gonna be taking these on my trip because I have a feeling I'm gonna be wearing my hair up a lot. So I just wanted to share one more thing. I saw them sitting here and I was like, oh, gotta share those too. They're a beautiful rose gold. I think it's getting harder and harder. Like rose gold had its moment in the jewelry world, and now I feel like it's sort of like not as popular, which really breaks my heart because I love me some rose gold. I love me some rose gold. And so I'm all about like sharing what I can still find. And I don't think it's necessarily like a fad. I think the great thing about rose gold, whether you're talking about jewelry or like makeup, is it tips that line between cooler toned and warmer toned. So I think that it's just so flattering on just about everybody, and that's one of the reasons that I like it. So I hope you've enjoyed getting to see some of my favorite things. I'm sure after I'm done with this video, there's probably gonna be like 1 or 2 other things that I'm like, oh, dang it. But that's always how it goes. And I cannot wait to see what Aileen has to share from her collection. So again, I will make sure to have her channel or her video linked down below. So please go ahead and check her out. Thank you, Aileen, for doing this collab with me. I'm glad we finally got it on the calendar and we're doing it. So thank you all lovelies so much. I mean, I always love sharing with you, but getting to share one of my loves with you is even more exciting. And if you aren't subscribed, if you came over from Aileen's channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. I am really excited to be sharing some more content soon. As you're seeing this, I am still on my vacation, so I'll be back soon and popping up more videos for you in the future. But again, let me know if you have some rose gold favorites that you think I need to be checking out. Leave them drop down below, and I will see you really soon. Oh, I'm just realizing maybe I should have started the video with my hood up. Would that have been a little bit extra?